I'm writing to Lisa also, trying to get her. No. Okay. I'll better have multiple discussions with you guys, and I appreciate your opinion about the design. So, uh, Mariana is from inconcertcc.com, right?
Yes,
Mariana. Yeah, and so we are all concerned about voice RP quality of voice for end users, and uh, we are developing the new system to continuously monitor quality of voice RP connection for end users, and to report the issues by email. Okay, so the on the screen you can see the components of system. There will be multiple SIP test nodes, and they will send real SIP calls to server which is located in your data center. The server will be based on SIP tester, and I have question about test nodes. Lisa, my partner, she proposed using of Cisco ATA or any other SIP phone to configure its registration on SIP tester and to make regular SIP calls. So is it okay with you?
Yeah, I believe he wanted to do the SIP phone, if I remember correctly when I was talking to him.
And what about Mariana? What do you say?
Let me see if I understood. Right now, your application, the one that I know, works with some executable that runs on the client PC and simulates the traffic, right?
Yes.
And what you want to change is to simulate actual SIP traffic.
Yes, actual SIP traffic, and to have the application must run on Windows PC, and it is expensive to have many PCs running all the time. And on the other side, you might have already some SIP phones located at customer sites, or you. And the price of Cisco ATA is much cheaper than laptop.
But you say that you won't have an application anymore, but a real soft phone or a physical, a hard phone.
As an alternative to an application, I also want to have an application also. SIP tester, which will run on Windows.
Okay, wonderful. Yes, in our case, we would continue using the application.
So having an application on Windows is not a problem. Is not a problem.
No, not for us, because our software is an application that runs on Windows. We already have a soft phone running on that machines. And because I don't know if you know what we do, but we provide a contact center solution. So I have maybe 500 contact center agents that are working in one building, answering calls or making calls. So we need to validate that.
In your case, you represent this box, remote call center agent. And
correct.
And are you interested in monitoring the quality of these test
yes.
call center agents?
Yes. Yes, we have two situations when we, well, that's why we contacted you a few years ago, because when we reach a new customer, a new client, before installing our application, we want to validate if their infrastructure will be able to handle traffic.
And it's
we
not a problem.
Yeah.
It's not a problem to install Windows on Windows.
Yes, it's over Windows.
Okay, so I put based on Windows PC.
Okay, yes.
Okay. And it will continuously run SIP traffic between your data center or our data center, SIP tester, and it will measure quality and send an email alert when something is wrong, and also send daily emails with measurement. So another question is how much time do you need to store the measurements? Because measurements are they take memory, and I have a limit. In our current voice over readiness tester, I have a problem with database. It becomes slow because of too much measurement. So what is the history length of measurement?
Okay. In my case, I would say minimum 1 week.
1 week. So okay,
minimum.
Okay.
Because after the call center begins their operation, we use the information for troubleshooting. So sometimes we went wrong. It can also be maybe if the production database gets slow, maybe you can move the historical information to another one.
The idea is to move the measurements from database to SIP tester, and the measurements will be stored in memory, and the memory is much faster than central database. Central database. So, and I want to solve this problem of slow loading. So instead of database, I want to store 1 week measurements in SIP tester, but in memory. But if the server restarts, Windows server, the measurements will be lost. Is it a big problem or not? If the Windows server restarts,
to lose all the information, or to need to reload the information from the database?
To lose previous measurements, 7-day measurements.
It would be a problem. Because we are measuring it because we need it. So it would be important to be able to keep that information.
What about the daily emails with measurements? If we send the measurements every day, and the emails are stored on your email server, will it solve the problem?
Well, it will somehow be a workaround, I suppose. You would only lose the measurements of 1 day.
Well, then we should have 7. Then I can save the measurements not in memory but also in CDR. CSV files. CSV files. Yes. They are also much faster than a central database. If I save previous 7-day measurement in the SIP tester CSV, it will be okay for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Great. So I'm running it now. So first conclusion is needs to save previous 7 days. And do you need to save measurements from all your test nodes or not?
Yes. Yes.
From all.
One thing that would be actually good would be to have, I think we have it right now, to be able to simulate more than one phone call at the same time from the same node.
Yes. There will be multiple channels. Multiple channels. I will multi-channel.
Okay, wonderful.
Real SIP calls. Okay. Need to from all test nodes save in CSV, not in memory, and also to avoid low disk space, we need to clear old CDRs, and that's okay. Yes. That's okay for you because now it's a problem. Okay.
No, that's okay. Old CSVs can be deleted. In case we need it, we copy them to some other storage.
There is 7 the old CDR files. That's okay. And also okay to have this node on Windows. See, that's good.
Okay.
Also, one Zach. What about telling team? Do you hear me? What are your thoughts about the history length?
From everything I've heard so far, and James, just correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like we'll be able to get weekly or daily reports, maximizing it around a week. We can hold that information for. If I'm correct on that, then that should be fine. As long as there's a way for us to locally save that information, which I'm sure there is, especially if it's coming through a CSV document, then we can hold that information for longer on our end.
So there should be a way to save the measurements to some just file.
Yeah, just like if it comes in a CSV file, then we can just save it locally.
Now it already exists in the system, and it must exist in the new system also. So the measurements must be saved. Some files. CSV.
That way it removes the space from having to be on the database, and then it puts the space on the local machine.
CSV. But how would you open these CSV files?
Can we all get them sent via email?
Yeah. Well, actually, you can save email to file, probably.
Yeah.
So it will be much easier. So if you want to save to file, you just save email to file. Okay. Then the next thing I'd like to discuss is the deployment of test nodes. There will be a button to create new test node, and there will be a URL to deploy this test node, Cisco or Cisco ATA or SIP tester. So you will have the link with unique test node ID. It will be sent somehow by email. You send to end user, or I don't know how. The link will be opened inside the end user network, behind the net, and it will access SIP tester or Cisco and send the deployment request. And the test node will download the configuration from our server. And apply the settings. And the settings will contain IP address of central server to send register and to send calls and whatever we need for the test setup. Is it okay with you?
On our end, yes.
Okay, great. Mariana?
Yes, I think that's how it works, very similar to how it works now.
Yeah, and the test node is downloaded separately, or it can be downloaded also from this link.
From the URL. Okay.
From the URL will open a page like click to download SIP tester, click button number 1, button number 2, click to configure Cisco ATA test node. It will be
okay, wonderful. And this yes, they would download. In my case, they would download the application, and then the application will run, and we'll keep the option to run it. It will be like a desktop application that
desktop, and better not desktop. Better if it is SIP tester as background server,
like a service,
as Windows service.
Okay.
Windows service, so the agent doesn't
close it by mistake.
Doesn't see the SIP tester.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. Okay. And the central SIP tester also runs as Windows service, and it starts automatically. Windows service starts with computer. So when server restarts because of electricity problems or hardware failure, the test node starts also automatically with startup.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. That's good then. So these are all questions I wanted to discuss.
Okay. About one suggestion maybe about the alerts. To also consider some apps, something to a login system or I don't know.
Sorry, it's hard to hear you. Voice breaks. Please. Say again, please.
And one suggestion for the alerts would be to add an option to send a trap or something to another system. Yes, like RTG. You know it?
What do you mean by
trap?
SNMP trap?
SNMP trap.
Yes. From the SIP test node SNMP trap.
Oh, well, actually, I suppose from the server, if it detects that something goes wrong, then send an alert that it wouldn't be an email. Maybe it would be nice to also have that option.
I'm not familiar with SNMP trap. What's that?
It's how you monitor all the.
Yeah. And it's a special signal.
It's a protocol. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
Or maybe an integration with PRTG. I wrote on the chat.
PRTG.
If maybe you can check that application, it's one of the most used for monitoring, and we use it, and it would.
PRTG.
It's not integration or something similar to PRTG. It's just and I think that it could be also included, not a mandatory thing, but a nice thing to have.
Okay. Well, the PRTG should be able to work with SNMP trap.
Yes.
So
but it also works with other things, so maybe there's some easier way to do it. Maybe.
So we will send SNMP trap also. And okay, that's already enough for us to start work, and we will work and let you know when it's ready. Then I just wanted to confirm the design with you.
Wonderful.
So
okay, if you need any clarifications, just
I'll contact. Okay, thank you. So the reason for us to redesign is that the current test node is based on Qt, and the Qt it is harder to maintain and develop than SIP tester. SIP tester is based on Visual Studio and WPF C#, and the also web framework is now based on web forms, and it's not good. ASP.NET MVC is much better, and also there's a problem with storing measurements, and the service becomes slow, and it has to be redesigned. Okay. So
good. If you need any help with the SQL database, and we've been through that already, and we may be able to give you some pointers there.
Okay.
We also store a huge database with data for all the call phones that are made. And you use MS SQL Express? And we use we use MS SQL Standard.
Standard. Okay.
Yes.
And Mariana, one more question I had for you. What about offline tests? So
offline tests, that's important for us. We use that.
I don't see the offline test on this diagram, and
it's true, yes. We would need it. In our case, that is something that we use a lot.
When you come to a customer with closed environment, you'll need to have all these working offline without internet, right?
Correct, yes.
And these are customers who don't allow any connections to internet, like
yes, it could be a bank or some government facility that are also customers, and they need also some customers that work with a cloud-based server, but is on a VPN. so they don't actually have internet access to the StarTrinity server. So in those cases, we use the offline test.
So for the offline test nodes, there must be some way to have SIP testers running on your Windows nodes. And
yes. We usually install the SIP tester server in our server. Our Windows server locally on the customer. So we copy the server there. We download the server and we copy it there.
Okay. So third item is offline test like banks who
VPN clients.
VPN clients who are behind firewall. Okay, that's good. Okay, I see. So, thank you for your time and.
Okay, well, good to see that the tool is growing.
Yeah, thank you. So, you can disconnect and we'll have further discussion with Telin. Maybe.
Okay.
So, Zach, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So, what are your ideas about? Do you have ideas about this system?
Personally, I don't. James, do you have any notes down from speaking with Spencer?
Yeah.
Basically, what you guys have covered, I know the notifications is a big part. The SIP device is a really big, cool thing that you're introducing with this new system, being able to put this on a SIP phone. I know you guys brought up in one of the chats there something to do with analog. I know he said he wants to stay away from analog and just do it on a VoIP phone. Just trying to find notes here. The ATA.
From our side, is there some kind of SIP device which is widely used with your customers? Maybe some model, not Cisco ATA, but something else maybe, and we need to make tests with this device.
So we use like a variety of phones. We have Yealink phones. We use Astra phones, Polycoms.
No, very wide variety. You're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the ATA that we were proposing.
Yeah.
Would only, it actually wouldn't be an analog mode at all. There would be no handset to it. So it's doing pure SIP. It's just doing pure SIP to the ATA, without any handset. So we were just choosing that because it's very inexpensive relative to other SIP phones. And maybe you have better pricing on your own, stock of phones. But we're open to any SIP device. We just thought it'd be easier than the Raspberry Pi. So you're trying to keep it in the same price point. That was all.
So like something like a Cisco SDA like 112.
Yeah.
I mean that. Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So the ATA basically it is a SIP phone, but it has the jack for the analog phone, so you can convert your analog phone for those who have a phone that they like and they want to keep using it. So, but we weren't going to connect it at all. It just sits there. All it does is have a few lights on it, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That a little here.
Yeah, but if you have other devices you want to use, if we could put it into auto answer and no ring, that would be great. Or if it's capable of doing the media loopback test, which is what I'm doing with the ATA. I actually put it in a mode where it doesn't ring; it just loops back audio or media.
I believe certain models of the Yelling phones do. I don't have direct answer for it, but I believe it does. But if the Cisco, like, that is cheaper by far, and then it's not just wasting a phone sitting there. It's just a device that we can do.
You will just use Cisco. It already worked. We have checked the RTCP reports are really sent correctly.
Okay. Here's what I'll get from you guys on your end then. Send me the ones you know, like which Cisco SPA works, and I will bring that to Spencer.
Okay.
Okay.
That'll be the best answer, because just spending, let's say, $200 or $100 on a phone, it's cheaper to just go with the Cisco device and it just sits in there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the one I was looking at, SPA 122, Cisco SPA 122, was retail like $30 on Amazon. So you can get it even cheaper than that if we buy in bulk.
That's awesome.
So that's pretty cool.
Okay. What about SNMP traps? Do you use any SNMP software, PRTG network? Yes. No. So SNMP trap is not actual for you.
And as far as I know, I don't think we do anything with that.
Okay. I see. What else then? Lisa, do you have some other ideas? What to ask from Celine about the system?
Unfortunately, I missed the beginning of the meeting, so I don't want to rehash it. My calendar said 10, and then I happened to look over and I'm like, oh my God, it's going now. And then I was on a machine that doesn't have a web camera, which wouldn't let me log in, so I had to find another machine that did. And then by the time I did, I missed everything. So I apologize.
That's okay.
Yeah, no, I think, if we can get the device nailed down on my end, that will help. And then I know you've probably gone over the whole diagram. If we have some devices we could test with, a couple of credentials that we could test with, that might be helpful.
Yeah. We should.
Go ahead.
We need to access some devices on your side to make similar tests. An important thing is auto provisioning deployment, because it must be easy to deploy the test node with any SIP device.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
so in that case, with you guys said that in the chat, and I just wanted to know, do you need just access? Like if I set up a remote access VPN for you to log into the web UI of the phone, or do you physically need the phone with you?
Just write models and or send manuals. We will check, and we will start with Cisco anyway, and with SIP tester node or Windows based.
If you could get us access as if we were a user and we could set up an account and get credentials for like an endpoint, that would help us be able to test that we're able to go through your system and access the endpoint, and then they'll give us something to test with on our user interface to turn the lights green and make sure we're getting the reports from the phone or the endpoint. At that point, we wouldn't have to send you a device. We could just use whatever we have. But we'd be like your customer that you're monitoring.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So let me see what I can do for that, and also the Cisco ATA. I think I can sell him on that. It's very cost effective.
Yeah, good. And if you need I have all the documents for the glossy on it and all that stuff. I can shoot you the links to those. So.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, just tell them we're not using analog at all. I agree with them. We don't want to do that, but.
Okay, so there should be one more person from California also, a customer to discuss, and maybe he will be available later. I had a confusion with time zones and.
Yeah, we had a clock change happen right over the weekend.
Yeah,
so
right. That didn't help.
That was very complicated.
I thought that the difference is 11 hours, but it is 10 hours.
It is now.
Yeah, it is now.
It changed on Sunday night at midnight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we do that weird thing every 6 months. It's funny.
Okay.
So it's 10 hours.
So I think that there will be Jay from CFB Tel, and we will tell him about the system and ask for his ideas also.
Yeah, anything you guys come up with, just shoot us a message, and anything that can go into this thing is great, right? So
yeah, more the better, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's make a break now.
Yeah.
And wait for Jay from CFB Tel. Okay, thank you for your time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you again.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Sergey.
Okay.
Thanks
Bye.
again, Lisa.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.